Welcome once again to the elcentrocampista.com Spanish paper review, special festive edition. Yep, we're on the build up to the day itself. No, not the birth of the baby Jesus, but the first league Clásico of the season, 1 week on Saturday. And in the build up, the Barcelona and Madrid media alike are already starting to slyly but nonetheless evidently sling mud at each other, so it's no surprise that they dominate our coverage today. There's still over a week to go, so expect next week's review to be even more intense. Elsewhere, there's transfer rumours in Valencia, and it's all about ass for Atletico. I'll explain that one later. Let's get started. First in the pre-festive wars was Ass, who had headline with clear intent this week. Yes, it's every Barcelona fan's favourite defender come midfield warmonger Pepe, and he wasn't pulling any punches as per usual. The headline read, "No es justo que digan que el Barça es el mejor," or saying Barça are the best isn't justified. The Portuguese defender believes Madrid have now surpassed the Catalans and can't understand why people still think Barcelona are better. Of course, some would argue that Barça are still the holders of the big prizes and, as such, until they lose them, should be considered better. Others, including Pep Guardiola himself by the way, say that a team is only as good as their last game. What is certain is that if AS were going to take a shot at Barça, then you can guarantee Sport were taking one in return. Not a shot in the ass, a verbal shot. Just watch on. And surprise, surprise, Sport chose to throw their first haymaker courtesy of their favourite weapon in their arsenal, a misleading headline. Upon first glance at the line "Casillas, soy simpatizante del Barça," or "Casillas says his sympathies lie with Barça," you'd be forgiven for a certain degree of shock. Upon further inspection, however, if you exercise your impeccable skills of deduction that Sport clearly think are beyond you and the rest of the readers and, scroll down the page, you'll notice that the Casillas in question is Unai Casillas, the Madrid goalkeeper's brother, that no one cares about. Unai confesses that he's a Barca fan, though he tries not to rub it in his brother's face. So, a non-story then. Hardly the major news Sport were trying to pass it as, but then, these guys will do anything for an insult. I said earlier it was all about ass, and I'm not talking personal preferences here. Rather, it's because the Madrid Daily has not one but two of the best stories this week. Remarkably, their second story of note involves Atletico Madrid. Okay, it'd be more remarkable if it was Marca we're talking about here. Anyway, unremarkably, it also involves Real and indeed taking a pot shot at Atleti's fans. All in good taste, as we know that a club so intrinsically linked with notions of respect like Real Madrid would never want to be associated with hitting a team while they're down, right? The headline is buried miles into the paper, but if you find it, you'll note it reads, "Los foros atléticos recuerdan que Cristiano hizo una dura entrada al Ushvalusi," or Atletico fans forums say that they remember Ronaldo committing a harsh foul in Ushvalusi. The story is in response to the controversy at the start of the week over Atleti's somewhat heavy-handed tactics against their rivals, and both Jose Mourinho and Cristiano Ronaldo's responses thereafter, somewhat fueled by Cristiano's injury. AS do what they do best and take a somewhat patronising look at some Atletico fan forums who mentioned that Ronaldo also went in pretty heavy on Thomas Ushvalusi last season, and therefore it's a bit hypocritical for him to complain. Finally for today, and away from the big two, over in Valencia there's a transfer rumour that's really starting to pick up pace. Superdeporte say that Van der Wael estaría encantado de venir, or Van der Wael would be delighted to come. This is in relation to the growing rumour that Gregory Van der Wael will be packing his bags and heading for the Mestalla in January, because what Valencia really need is another attacking fullback. Nonetheless, as I make this very video, the rumours continue to grow, and it seems that some people would have us believe that the whole deal might even be done and out there by the time you watch this video. Technically, I'm talking to you in the future from the past then, right? Or something like that. Okay, that's enough. Thanks again for checking out the review, and if you thought the insults and misleading stories were amusing this week, then I suggest may guarantee next week's review will have even more intense name calling between the ugly sisters. Stick around to find out more if you can bear it. Remember to follow me on Twitter at LeeRoden89, and always visit elcentrocampista.com for your #1 source in Spanish football. Bonanita de